Whether screen is visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. You see the diagram. Okay. So as I said, we have to find out the expression for heat transfer in various process. Okay. We derived work done during a constant volume, constant pressure, isothermal, adiabatic, and polytropic process. Okay. So these are also very important derivations. So, okay, it will be helpful for your numerical problem also. Okay. Go through the uh, derivation properly. Okay, so first, always you have to draw the PV diagram. As I said, so PV diagram is must wherever it's necessary. First, you have to put the PV diagram. Okay, for constant pressure process. Another name for constant pressure process is isobaric process. Okay, expression for work done already we derived. W12 equals to integration of PdV. Okay, P into V2 minus V1. So next, our aim is to find out the heat transfer. Heat transfer is delta U plus W. Okay. Substitute the value of W from equation number 1 into. Okay. So Q equals to delta U. Delta U is nothing but final internal energy minus initial internal energy, U2 minus U1, plus you have to substitute the value of W during constant pressure process is P into V2 minus V1. Okay. So Q equals to U2 minus U1 plus P into V2 minus V1. Okay. Next, you have to expand the term U2 minus U1 plus PV2 minus PV1. Just you expand the term. Next, you have to rearrange the term U2 plus PV2 minus of U1 plus PV1. Okay, what you are doing here? You are applying the first law of thermodynamics, undergoing change of state for a process. Okay, it's not cyclic process. You remember, for cyclic process, it is summation of Q equals to summation of W. What we are dealing is, it is a reversible process of the change of state from initial state 1 to final state 2. Q equals to U2 minus U1 plus P into V2 minus V1. So U2 minus U1 plus PV2 minus PV1, U2 plus PV2 minus U1 plus PV1. As I said, we are having another term called as enthalpy. Enthalpy is the summation of internal energy and product of pressure and volume. So U2 plus PV2 is nothing but H2 minus U1 plus PV1 is nothing but H1. So the heat transfer during isobaric process given by H2 minus H1. Okay, it is the difference in enthalpy, final enthalpy minus initial enthalpy. So Q equals to, and enthalpy is given by Cp into T2 minus T1. Okay, so one more formula you should remember. For enthalpy, we are having two formula. H is U plus PV, and another formula is Cp into T2 minus T1. You have to remember these two formula. The expression for heat transfer during constant pressure process. Okay, so Q equals to Cp into T2 minus T1, or you can use H2 minus H1 also. Okay, in the numerical problem, they'll ask how they'll ask work done like that. They'll ask what is the amount of heat transfer during constant pressure process is difference of enthalpy H2 minus H1 specific heat at constant pressure. It is defined as the amount of heat required to raise unit mass of the substance through at constant pressure. Okay, so Cp into T2 minus T1. You remember pressure when the process is at constant pressure. Okay, so Cp into T2 minus T1. You remember this formula. So this is the expression for heat transfer during constant pressure process. See the second diagram. So here once again I am explaining how we are going to get the work done. Okay, based upon that, we are going to find out the expression for the heat transfer during various process. Second process, constant volume process, or it is also called as isochoric process. Then PV diagram, you have to draw the PV diagram. It is a vertical line. Okay, taking 1 to 2 constant volume process. Okay, one is expansion process and one is the compression process. As I said, you have to take the expansion process in the forward direction and compression process in the reverse direction. And W equals to, already we discussed the work done during a constant volume process is always zero. You remember, there is no work done at all during constant volume process. We are going to obtain integration of PdV P into V2 minus V1. V1 and V2 are same. Hence, there is no work done at all during constant volume process. Next aim is to find out the expression for heat transfer. So for heat transfer expression, always you have to write the first law of thermodynamics. Q equals to delta U plus W. What is delta U? U2 minus U1. Final internal energy minus initial internal energy plus W. So Q equals to U2 minus U1 plus 0. Okay, I have to substitute the value of W equals to 0 in this equation. Okay. Next, you have to simplify. Q equals to U2 minus U1. And one more thing is that how we are having H equals to Cp into delta T. Like that, internal energy is given by Cv into T2 minus T1. Okay, internal, we are having one law called as Joule's law. According to the Joule's law, internal energy is a function of temperature only. We are going to prove that derivation in last module, that is ideal gas. So here in this module, just you remember, U is Cv into delta T. That is product of specific heat at constant volume into the change in difference, or Cv into T2 minus T1. You have to remember two formula. One is enthalpy and one is internal energy. Enthalpy is given by Cp into T2 minus of T1, and internal energy is given by Cv into T2 minus of T1. Okay, these are the certain formula you should remember. Okay, how you are remembering the formula for work done and those things like that. These are the two formula you have to remember. One is H is Cp into delta T, and U equals to Cv into delta T. And another formula for H is U plus Pv. These are the three formulas you should remember. One is H equals to Cp into delta T. Second one is H equals to U plus Pv. And third formula is U equals to Cv into delta T. So according to the Joule's law, internal energy is always function of temperature only. Keep in mind, okay? It does not depend upon any other parameters like pressure or volume. Internal energy is always function of temperature, and it is given by Cv into T2 minus T1. So a heat transfer during constant pressure process Cp into T2 minus T1, whereas the heat transfer during constant volume process Cv into T2 minus of T1. Okay, remember? So this is the heat transfer. So anyhow, we derived the expression for work done is 0. Okay, and heat transfer, you remember Cv into T2 minus of T1. Okay, in the problem they'll ask, find out how much amount of the work done, how much amount of the heat transfer takes place during a constant volume process. Okay, work done is 0. Okay, directly put 0. And suppose if they ask the amount of heat transfer is, it is a product of Cv into T2 minus T1 or U2 minus of U1. Okay, this is the second process. Third process is, okay, this is the isothermal process. What is isothermal process? It is a constant temperature process. Follow the curve like this. Okay, already we studied. And law is PV equals to constant. How will you get PV equals to constant? According to ideal gas equation, PV equals to mRT. In this equation, M is constant, mass of the gas remains constant, R, general gas constant, that is also constant, and T is constant during isothermal process. So PV equals to constant for isothermal process. Okay, so any derivation, okay, please remember, always you have to write the PV diagram, so that once you have the PV diagram, it is very easy to analyze the process. Okay, by seeing the diagram only we can analyze whether it is a constant volume or constant temperature or adiabatic or polytropic, etc. So PV diagram play a very important role in this chapter. Okay, in the entropy chapter we are having another curve called as TS diagram. Okay, so up to first law of thermodynamics, PV diagrams are most important, and in second law of thermodynamics, that is the next module, that PV and TS diagrams also play very important role, where you have to draw the TS diagram. Okay, T as y coordinate and S as the x coordinate, and here P is y coordinate and V is the x coordinate. So once again, I'll repeat how we are going to find out the work done. Already you have found out. Okay, work done is given by integration of PdV. PV equals to constant for isothermal process, or P equals to C by V. Okay, so W1 to 2 equals to integration of PdV. Substitute the value of P equals to C by V in above equation. Okay, so in order to find out the work done, okay, just I am repeating. W1 to 2 equals to integration of C by V into dV. So you take constant outside. So log EV between the limits V1 to V2. Okay. So C log E V2 by V1. Okay. C is nothing but what? Suppose you take between the two states, we can write P1 V1 equals to P2 V2 equals to constant. Okay, general equation is PV equals to constant. Suppose you take between the two states, we can write P1 V1 equals to P2 V2 equals to constant. Okay, so we can write the above equation as P1 V1 log E V2 by V1, or we can write P2 V2 log E V2 by V1. So already we derived this expression. Okay. Next step is we have to find out the expression for heat transfer during isothermal process. As I said, first you have to write the first law of thermodynamics. Q equals to delta U plus W. Delta U is nothing but final internal energy minus initial internal energy plus W. Okay, as I said, so delta U is always given by CV into T2 minus T1. As I said, this is a standard formula. You should remember for U2 minus U1. Okay, whatever process it is, whether it is a constant volume, constant pressure, isothermal, polytropic, or adiabatic process, there is no change in equation of delta U. Delta U is always CV into delta T. Okay, whatever process it is. Okay, please keep in mind. So whatever process it is, the U is function of temperature only, and the standard equation is Cv into delta T. On the other hand, so H is Cp into delta T. These two formulas should remember. U is Cv into delta T and H is Cp into delta T. So directly you substitute the value of U2 minus U1 as Cv into T2 minus T1 plus W. Okay. So here next, what is T1 and T2? Both are same. So Cv into 0 plus W. So directly whatever the amount of the heat transfer is exactly equals to the amount of work done in case of isothermal process. You remember, suppose you once you found out the expression for W, so same amount of the heat transfer will be transferred in case of isothermal process. Okay, so work done and heat transfer both are same in case of isothermal process. Already we found out the expression for work done as P1 V1 log to the base E V by V1. So this is the expression for W as well as Q in case of isothermal process. Okay. So in order to find out the heat transfer, first you have to write the expression for first law of thermodynamics. Q equals to delta U plus W, and as I said, delta U always given by CV. Okay, whatever process it is, you have to take CV into delta T. So one of the important thing you have to keep in mind, and H is Cp into delta T, whatever process it is. Okay, so Q equals to CV into T2 minus T1 plus W. T1 and T2 are same, so we'll get 0 value. So Q equals to W. Whatever the amount of work done is exactly equals to the amount of heat transfer in case of isothermal process. Okay. Any doubts, guys, up to this point? Any doubts? Try to understand the derivation. Any doubts? Okay. Okay. Next, so amount of the heat transfer and amount of the work done are same in case of isothermal process. Okay. Next, we are having the adiabatic process. Adiabatic process, fourth process. What is adiabatic process? Adiabatic process is one in which there is no heat transfer takes place between system and surroundings, okay, and follows the law PV raised to gamma equals to constant. Gamma is ratio of specific heats and law is PV raised to gamma equals to constant. You remember the curve PV diagrams for isothermal, polytropic and adiabatic are same, only the change in equation. Isothermal process follow the law PV equals to constant. Adiabatic process follow the law PV raised to gamma equals to constant. And polytropic process follows the law PV raised to n equals to constant. Nature of curve is same, only you have to change the equation. Okay. Next, just I'll repeat how to find out the expression for work done. Already we have done. So W1 to 2 equal to integration of PdV. So PV raised to gamma equals to constant. P equals to what? C divided by V to the power of gamma. Okay. Now we have to substitute the value of P as C by V to the power of gamma in equation number 1. You call it as equation number 1. So W1 to 2 equals to integration of C divided by V to the power of gamma dV. So here in this equation, you take C as outside in the bracket in the integral part 1 divided by V to the power of gamma dV. Okay. C integration of V to the power of minus gamma dV between the limits V1 to V2. Okay. So here I am taking it as a numerator. So after integration, what will get? C outside constant V to the power of minus gamma plus 1 divided by minus gamma plus 1 between the limits V1 to V2. Now you have to apply uh, the upper and lower limits. See V2 to the power of minus gamma plus 1 minus of V1 to the power of minus gamma plus 1 divided by 1 minus gamma. So already I derived. Those who are not understood, okay, try to understand. This is the expression for work done during adiabatic process. Okay, C into V1 to the power of here I am changing the sign. Okay, so minus I am taking comma. What will get? V1 to the power of minus gamma plus 1 minus of V to the power of minus gamma plus 1 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, so after substituting the value, so just we're putting V1 to the power of gamma into C is nothing but here V1 is there. That's why you have to put here V1 to the power of gamma. Okay, don't put V2 to the power of gamma. Okay, here the index is V1. Okay, that's why you have to put the value of C as V1 to the power of gamma into V1 to the power of minus gamma plus 1 minus of here you have to put V2 to the power of gamma into V to the power of minus gamma plus 1 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay. Now you have to apply the law of index. V1 to the power of gamma into you split this term V1 to the power of minus gamma into V1. Okay. It is nothing but x to the power of A plus B is nothing but x to the power of A into x to the power of B. So same thing you have to apply here. V1 to the power of gamma into V1 to the power of minus gamma into V1 minus of P2 V to the power of gamma into V to the power of minus gamma into V to the power of 1. So here this terms gets cancelled. Finally, you are getting P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. Or in terms of MRT, you can get MR T1 minus T2 divided by gamma minus 2. This is the expression for our done during adiabatic process. Already we have done. Okay, next thing is we have to find out the expression for heat transfer. So expression for heat transfer is, as I said, you have to write Q equals to delta U plus W. As I said, there is no heat transfer during adiabatic process. Substitute the value of Q equals to 0 in above equation. That is 0 equals to delta U plus W. So you'll get W equals to U1 minus U2. Hence, the amount of work done equals to the change in internal energy in case of adiabatic process. On the other hand, you see isothermal process, the amount of heat transfer equals to the amount of work done. Both are same in case of isothermal process. And Q equals to MCV delta T in case of constant volume process and mCp delta T in case of constant pressure process. Okay. So fourth process is adiabatic process. The amount of heat transfer is Q equals to delta U plus W. Substitute the value of Q as 0. That is 0 equals to delta U plus W, or W equals to minus of U2 minus of U1. Okay. So in case of adiabatic process, there will be decrease in the internal energy. That is W equals to minus of U2 minus U1, or the amount of work done is exactly equals to the change in internal energy in case of adiabatic process, and the amount of work done equals to uh, amount of work done and amount of heat transfer are same in case of isothermal process. Okay. Next, this one you see the diagram. So hope you understood the four equations of heat transfer during four process, and the last process is polytropic process. Okay. Polytropic process, the expression of work done is same as that of adiabatic process, only you have to change the index. The expression for work done during polytropic process is given by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by N minus 1. Instead of gamma, you have to take N. Okay. Then difference between polytropic process and adiabatic process is that in case of adiabatic process, there is no heat transfer, Q equals to 0. On the other hand, in case of polytropic process, there will be heat transfer. Adiabatic process follow the law PV raised to gamma equals to constant. Polytropic process follow the law PV raised to N equals to constant. Gamma is ratio of specific heats, you remember, Cp by Cv, and it is 1.4. You remember the value of gamma for air is 1.4. How will get gamma is 1.4 is Cp is 1.005 divided by Cv is 0.718. Okay. After taking this one, you get the value of gamma as 1.4. So already you derived this expression, no need to explain. Okay, already you know the expression. It is similar to your adiabatic process, getting the expression as P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by N minus 1 in terms of gas constant R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. Next, we have the most important derivation. This is a heat transfer during polytropic process. Okay. So we have before starting the derivation, always you have to write the first law of thermodynamics for undergoing change of state. Q equals to delta U plus W. Okay. So as I said, for all the process, you have to take delta U as CV into delta T, whatever process it is. Okay. So we are having this theorem in last module. I'll explain last module. Okay. For this module, just you remember the formula. Okay. CV into T2 minus T1. So delta U is CV. Okay. Don't take CP. It is always CV into delta T. CV into T2 minus T1. Okay. What is the expression for work done during polytropic process in terms of R is R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. Okay. So here, why you are taking T1 minus T2, why you are not taking P1 minus P2 is nothing but the first term we are having a temperature. So in order to maintain the same temperature, the same terms, you have to write the expression for work done in terms of temperature only. Okay. So first term is Cv into T2 minus T1, and second term is R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. Next, third step, Q equals to first I am rewriting the equation. Okay, so R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. I am shifting this first term as a second term. So after shifting, how you write minus CV of T1 minus T2 instead of here it is plus is there. So when you take write the minus in that just you change instead of T2 minus T1, you have to write it as T1 minus T2. Okay, third step is rearranging the term. Q equals to R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1 minus CV into T1 minus T2. Okay, so you call it as equation number 1. And one more term is there. Okay, so it is not there. Okay. I wrote this equation as CV equals to R divided by gamma minus 1. How we are getting this equation is, you remember one more equation, CP minus CV equals to R. Okay, the relationship between CP, CV and R is given by the equation CP minus CV equals to R. That is, gas constant is the difference of specific heats. Okay, how gamma is the ratio of specific heats, like that gas constant is the difference of specific heat. Whenever you're taking the ratio, you write it as gamma. Whenever you are taking the difference, you take it as R. You remember these two equations. Cp by Cv is gamma. Cp minus Cv is R. Okay, now what I'm going to do, Cp minus Cv is R. You have to divide throughout by Cv. Okay, that step is not mentioned here actually. So I'll explain. Cp minus Cv is R. So dividing each term by CV, what you get? Cp by Cv minus Cv by Cv equals to R by Cv. Okay. Cp by Cv minus of Cv by Cv is nothing but 1 equals to R divided by Cv. Okay. Cp by Cv is nothing but gamma minus 1 equals to R divided by Cv. So from that one, we are getting Cv equals to R divided by gamma minus 1.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, once again, can you tell that step
Okay.
dividing throughout by?
Okay. That step is not mentioned here in the notes actually. Okay, just try to understand. Suppose you are having notebook, just you note down. Okay, you are having. Okay, so I'll repeat once again. Gamma equals to Cp by Cv, you know, right? Okay, like that. R equals to Cp minus Cv. Okay, R equals to Cp minus Cv. Just you write that equation and divide throughout all the equation, all the terms by Cv. Okay, R equals to Cp minus Cv. Next step, what I am going to do, I am going to divide each term by Cv. What will get? R divided by Cv equals to first term equals to second term is Cp by Cv minus of Cv by Cv. Okay, first equation is R equals to Cp minus of Cv. Next step is dividing all the terms by Cv. Remember, not Cp. Dividing all the terms by Cv. What will get? R divided by Cv equals to Cp by Cv minus of Cv by Cv. What will get? R equals to Cp by Cv is nothing but gamma.
Gamma.
Okay. Minus of Cv by Cv is 1. Okay. Hope you understood this one. Okay. R equals to R by Cv equals to, a minute. I think that equation is there. Just check it out. Okay. Okay. Are you seeing the screen, guys? Okay. I think it is there in this equation. Okay. Cp minus Cv equals to R, dividing each term by Cv. What will get? Cp by Cv minus of CV by CV is nothing but 1 equals to R divided by CV. So CP by CV is nothing but gamma minus 1 equals to R by CV. From this one, you have to find out the expression for CV. CV as R divided by gamma minus 1. Understood this one? Okay. Any doubts? So this is the relationship between CV, R and gamma. Okay. Okay. R equals to CP minus of CV. Okay. So in thermodynamics, you have to remember certain values. Okay. CP, as I said, CP by CV is gamma. Like that, we are having CP minus CV equals to R. Okay. So what you are going, just you are going to divide each term by CV. CP by CV minus of CV by CV is nothing but 1. R divided by CV, right, as it is. We know that the ratio of specific heat is gamma minus of 1 equals to R divided by CV. So from this equation, just you find out the expression for CV, okay, R divided by gamma minus 1. Like that, we can find out the expression for CPL. So how we are going to find out expression for CV? CP minus CV equals to R, standard formula. Okay. Next, CP minus what we got, CV as R divided by gamma minus 1. You substitute here. Okay. So before that, this is the most important equation. Difference of specific heat is the gas constant. Okay. Next step is CP you put as it is, and CV we found out it as R divided by gamma minus 1 equals to R. That is the right hand side. Don't change. Just you have to substitute the value of CV, whatever we obtained here. Okay. So CP minus of R divided by gamma minus 1 equals to R. Okay. Remember where R is called a general gas constant. We are having two gas constant. I'll explain in model 5. One is universal gas constant and another one is general gas constant. What we are using here, it is general gas constant. And CP equals to, you shift this term towards right hand side. What you get? R plus R divided by gamma minus 1. Okay. Next, you have to take LCM gamma minus 1 into R plus R and divided by gamma minus 1. So here you take R as common term in the bracket, gamma minus 1 plus 1 divided by gamma minus 1. So after simplifying, gamma R divided by gamma minus 1. You remember these are the another two important equation. One is CV is R divided by gamma minus 1. When you multiply divided by gamma, that gives the expression for CP. Okay, so these are the two basic equation you should remember while deriving the expression of heat transfer in case of polytropic process. Okay, so understanding of these two equation is most important. Okay, so one equation is CV equals to R divided by gamma minus 1, and the second one is CP is gamma R divided by gamma minus 1. So I'll give certain things you should remember. One is gamma, CP by CV is 1.4. Second equation is R equals to CP minus of CV. And some constant value you should remember. CP is 1.005 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And CV is 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. These are the four things you should remember. So based upon that, we are getting the equation as CV equals to R divided by gamma minus 1, and another equation CP as gamma R divided by gamma minus 1. The same thing we are applying in the derivation. Okay. We are doing the expression of heat transfer during polytropic process. Okay. So, okay, polytropic process, already you know the expression for work done. So we are doing the expression for the heat transfer during polytropic process. Okay. So first you have to write the first law of thermodynamics, that is Q equals to delta U plus W. Delta U is given by CV into T2 minus of T1. Okay. So the product of CV and delta T plus W is, as I said, okay, there are two formula for work done during polytropic process. One equation is P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by N minus 1, and another equation is RT1 minus RT2 divided by N minus 1. Don't take this P1 V1. Okay, you have to take the only the terms which are R and T. So first step is Q equals to delta U plus W. Delta U is U2 minus U1 plus W. Third step is CV into T2 minus T1. Okay, you remember this equation, whatever process it is, the expression for delta U is CV into delta T. Okay, in numerical problem, they may ask, find out what is the change in internal energy during polytropic process. You remember the standard formula, CV into delta T. Suppose if it is constant pressure, also same equation, don't change. If it is constant volume, also same equation. Okay, so this is a standard equation used to find out the change in internal energy for all thermodynamic process. CV into delta T. Tell me, any doubts? Any doubts? And are you following? Okay. So try to understand this derivation, because this is the derivation they are going to ask in the examination for 6 mark. Okay. Already you found out the work done. Okay. In this thing, we are going to learn how to find out the expression for heat transfer during various process. Q equals to, now next step is R into T1 minus T2. As I said, I am going to shift the term. First I am writing R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. And here, instead of T2 minus T1, I am writing T1 minus T2. In that case, what you are going to do, just you have to change the sign. Instead of plus, you have to write minus. Minus of T1 minus T2. You call it as equation number 1. Okay, now CV is R divided by gamma minus 1. Hope you understood how you got CV as R divided by gamma minus 1. Already I explained. And CP is gamma into R divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, two equations you should remember. CV is R divided by gamma minus 1. Now substitute the value of CV as R divided by gamma minus 1 from equation number 2 in equation number 1. Okay, we're having CV here. So we have to substitute the value of CV as R divided by gamma minus 1 from equation number 2 in equation number 1. Okay. Next step, Q equals to, you don't change the first term, you write as it is, R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. Okay. Minus, just you change the term of CV. CV as R divided by gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T2. Okay, so just you change the term CV as R divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, next step, you have to find out what are the common terms in this equation. Left hand side Q, R into T1 minus T2 common terms. In the bracket, you'll get 1 divided by N minus 1 minus of 1 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, next step is you have to take the common terms outside. R into T1 minus T2 in the bracket, 1 divided by N minus 1 minus of 1 divided by gamma minus 1. Next step is you have to take the LCM. Okay, R into T1 minus T2, LCM what is that? Gamma minus 1 minus of N plus 1. Okay, after simplifying, you get this term. And in the denominator, we'll get N minus 1 into gamma minus 1 after taking LCM. Okay, R into T1 minus T2, the bracket gamma minus 1 minus of N plus 1. Okay, divided by N minus 1 into gamma minus 1 in the denominator. Okay, here minus 1 plus 1 gets cancelled. What will get? R into T1 minus T2 into gamma minus N, because minus 1 plus 1 gets cancelled. You have to write the remaining terms. So R into T1 minus T2 into gamma minus N divided by, in the denominator we have N minus 1 and gamma minus 1. Okay, now next step, just I am rearranging the term. Okay, so the same terms I am rearranging. Q equals to, first I am writing gamma minus. Okay, in the denominator, first I am writing gamma minus 1. And remaining term, I am writing like this, R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. Okay, just you have to rearrange. Gamma minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1 first you write, and remaining terms into R T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. But how about, okay, whatever this highlighted term, what is this one? R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1 is nothing but our work done during the polytropic process. Okay, you see this highlighted term, R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1 is nothing but work done. Okay, just now we have considered this term in our derivation. So R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1 is nothing but our work done. So finally, how we are going to write the expression for Q as gamma minus N divided by gamma minus 1 into work done. Okay. This is R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. So the most important equation for heat transfer and work done during all the 5 processes. So any doubts in this heat transfer derivation? Okay. Any doubts in any process? So I'll explain once again. Any doubts?
No, sir. No.
Good. Okay. Next, I'll explain another concept. I'll do one numerical problem. Okay. On heat transfer, how to find out heat transfer. Okay. Okay, so I'll explain one important problem. So such kind of problem will ask in every examination. Okay, you see the internal energy of a certain substance is given by following equation: U equals to 3.56 PV plus 84. Okay, so they are given the equation U equals to 3.56 PV plus 84, where U is internal energy, P is pressure, and V is specific volume. Okay, a system composed of 3 kg. 3 kg means mass of the gas is given, that is 3 kg. Okay, and initial pressure is given 500 kilopascal and volume is given 0.22 meter. That is initial pressure and initial volume are given to a final pressure of 100 kilopascal in a process. We don't know the final volume. Just we have to find out the final volume. The process and volume are related by PV raised to 1.2 equals to constant. So such whenever they give like this, it is a polytropic process and N is 1.2. Okay. So if the process is quasi-static, is reversible, find out the value of Q, delta U, and W for the process. And first you have to find out how you are going to find out. Just I'll explain. So U is given 3.56 PV plus 84 standard equation. We know.
Excuse me,
Tell
sir.
me. Tell me any doubts.
Sir, the equation is PV raised to the power 1.2 is constant.
Means what
It
kind
can
of?
be either polytropic also, adiabatic also.
No. Adiabatic means it is 1.4 usually. PV raised to 1.4 equals to constant. As I said, gamma is 1.4, right?
Okay. 1.4 for air.
Yeah.
For air, it is 1.4.
1.4. Suppose if they give equation PV raised to 1.4, no, in that case you consider it as adiabatic process. Okay. If it is less than 1.4, like 1.3, 1.2, or 1.5, like that, in that case it is a polytropic only. Okay. If it is exact,
okay, sir.
If it is exactly equals to 1.4, how you are getting 1.4 means CP by CV means 1
CP by CV. Yes,
that
sir.
is adiabatic process. Okay. So whenever 1.4 is given, directly you take adiabatic only. No problem. Okay. Suppose if it is 1.3 also, you don't take adiabatic. It is polytropic only. 1.35 also polytropic. 1.39 also polytropic. Okay. Only 1.4. Okay. Suppose PV raised to 1.4 is given in the problem. In that case, you have to consider it as adiabatic. Otherwise, you consider it as polytropic only. Okay. So U is given in the problem 3.56 into PV plus 84. Delta U equals to U2 minus of U1. What is, already we know, delta U is final internal energy minus initial internal energy. And just by what is U2 is 3.56 P2V2 plus 84. And U1 is 3.56 P1V1 plus 84. Okay. So just you substitute the condition. U1 is 3.56 PV plus 84, P1 V1 plus 84, and U2 is 3.56 P2 V2 plus 84. That's it. First, you write the standard equation, whatever given in the problem. Next step is U2 minus U1 is nothing but what? 3.56 P2 V2 plus 84 minus of 3.56 P1 V1 plus 84. Okay, and anyhow, this 84 and 84 gets cancelled because plus 84 minus 84 gets cancelled, and you are getting 3.56 into P2 V2 minus of P1 V1. Okay, this is the expression for delta U. Okay, as I said, final volume is not given. Okay, so here we know all the things P1, V1, and V2 we know, but unknown thing is V2. How to find out V2? Okay, so P1 V1 to the power of 1.2 equals to P2 V to the power of 1.2. So V2 is nothing but what? V1 to the into P1 by P2 to the power of 1 divided by 2. By knowing the three values, you have to find out the fourth value, that is V2. So V2 equals to 0.22 into 5 divided by 1. 5 is P1 and P2 is 1 to the power of 1 divided by 1.2. So after solving this equation, you'll get V2 as 0.845 meter. Okay, this is how to find out the final volume. Okay, once you know the P1, V1, P2, V2, everything, you have to substitute in the standard equation. That is nothing but 3.56 into P2. P2 is what? 1. And V1 is 0.845. Okay, P2, V2, we got. Okay, minus P1. P1 is given 5. Into V1 is given 0.2. Just a substitute. You will get, you are getting the answer as negative, remember. So minus 91 kilojoules. What it indicates means, negative sign indicate there will be a decrease in internal energy. Okay, so positive sign indicates increase in the internal energy. How we are having W as positive means work done by the system, like that. So whenever you get internal energy as negative, it indicates that there will be decrease in the internal energy. Okay, next you have to find out the expression for adiabatic. So what already know standard formula. So you can use either P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by n minus 1, or P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by 1 minus n. Okay, both are same meaning. Okay, so P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by n minus 1. Okay, we know all the values, and the n value you have to take it as 1.2. It is given in the problem. So you have to substitute, you will get positive value, that is 127.5 kilojoules. Okay, one more thing, you have to concentrate more on units. Okay, most of them you have not written the units in the test. Okay, units are most important. So you're not writing the units, you lose the mark. Okay, that's why. So how you are having the magnitude, like that, units also most important, whether joule, kilojoules, or newton meter, whatever it is, you have to express the unit. Okay, because unit carry marks. Suppose you're not mentioning any unit, okay, there is no meaning at all. Okay, that's why next test onwards, all of you have to write the correct units. Okay, then only you'll get the correct marks. Okay, suppose you're not mentioning the unit, there will be chances of losing the mark. Be careful in solving the problems, magnitude and units. Okay, most of them you have not written, I observed. Okay, so next time onwards, please be careful in writing the units. So next we have to find out what is the amount of the heat transfer. Okay, we know delta U, we know W. Just you apply Q equals to delta U plus W. Okay, so same thing I took. So Q equals to delta U plus W. So W equals to Q minus delta U. Okay, so 30 is given. Q equals to 30. Okay, it's given in the problem. 30 kilojoules. Okay, given in the problem, and just we found out the value of delta U is minus of minus 91. Okay, so we'll get 121 kilojoules. So we are getting three answers as one is delta U is minus 91. Okay, W is 127.5 and Q is 121 kilojoules. Okay, plus sign indicates that there will be heat transfer in the process. Like that, you can solve the heat transfer and work done for all the process. Hope you understood the problem. Okay. Hope you understood the problem. Okay, like that, solve the process involving isothermal, adiabatic, polytropic, constant volume, and constant pressure process. Okay. So I'll stop the session now. Okay. Thank you one and all for joining the session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.